Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Brent. Welcome to episode 2 of my show, Wrestling with Brent. Uh, Today I'm going to be talking about the AEW Dynamite episode, Fight for the Fallen last night. I just want to say I thought this was a really good show. I really enjoyed it. As I usually do with all AEW shows, anything AEW, I just always think they do a good job. It's always solid. They've never had a bad show. They've only been around a year, but they've never had a bad show. It's always just a solid wrestling show, very consistent. Um, Also wanted to start out saying I didn't get a chance to mention this in my last video, but I just wanted to say I want to give a shout out to a guy named Joe Cronin. Has his own show on YouTube, Joe Cronin Show, which I'm a fan of. I've been on his show a couple times. He's a really nice guy, uh, friendly, knows wrestling. He's fun to talk to. Uh, so if you get a chance to watch any of his shows, I suggest do that. Joe Cronin Show, Evil Spectrum 3, and another show he has called Corrupted Nation. They're all three really good. Super nice guy. Also, I want to give a shout out to JD from NY. He's another wrestling YouTuber that's really good. Gives out good information. He's from New York. He does a good job. Also, there's another one where it's like a psychobabble, and it's two brothers that do wrestling reviews that are really good. And another one is that I like is Solid Monster Sounds Off. Solid Monster, he does a good job. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there and say thank you to all those that do this before me. They're a lot better than I am. I hope to be as good as y'all one day. So if you like wrestling and like my reviews, check all them out. Also, I think you'd like them. Now to the first match. We have Sonny Kiss versus Cody Rhodes for the AEW TNT title, TNT Championship, TNT belt, whatever you want to call it. Uh, Sonny Kiss comes out first, has an elaborate, flamboyant, charismatic entrance, kind of over the top like he does usually. Comes out dancing with the cheerleaders. I thought it was very fun, very cool, little different introduction. I liked it. Cool little entrance. Um, Sonny Kiss, a lot of people have here lately, especially a couple of days ago, they give him a hard time sometimes because critics give him a hard time because he's openly gay. But if you've watched a couple of interviews with him, he's a really nice guy. He's openly gay. He was on the cheerleading team in high school, I believe is what I heard. And, he's very flexible, athletic. He's also a gymnast, very in shape. He works hard. Seems nice. I think he's a good wrestler. He's very athletic. I don't think him being openly gay or anything should have anything to do with him not being able to have opportunities in wrestling or not being able to wrestle or even be a champion. I think whoever he decides to be with, it's his choice. And I, I care less whether he likes girls or guys. I care less. I love everyone. I've seen the good in everyone. I get along with everyone. I don't judge anyone. I believe in loving everyone and being good to everyone. I don't care whether you're gay, straight, bi, whether you're black or white. I care less. I love everyone. But so I just wanted to say that. And back to the match. I thought this was a good match, a good opening match, a solid match. Wasn't a great match or anything, but it was a good match. Um, I thought Sonny Kiss looked really good, wrestled very good. I think this is the best he's looked in AEW. Um, it had some. This match has some good spots in it. Cody at times during the match seemed like he got frustrated, kind of cocky, maybe overlooked Sonny Kiss a lot. Didn't really take him seriously like he should have. Uh, Cody seemed to get frustrated with the referee, some and argue for back and forth. I kind of like that. It showed a little bit of an angry side, a little bit more aggressive side. Um, Sonny, as always, shows great athleticism, and he took a nice couple bumps from Cody that I thought was really Looked really wild. The end of it when Cody gave him the crossroads, hit his head really, hit Sonny Kiss's head really hard, kind of drove into the mat. I thought it looked really good. Nice little touch. So yeah, it was a good match and I liked it. Um, Next match we have FTR versus the Lucha Bros. I was really looking forward to this match as Lucha Bros being my favorite tag team and FTR's obviously a good tag team. I thought this was a good match. It wasn't a great match, but a very good match. I liked it. Thought Lucha Bros looked good. Thought FTR looked good. They showed great chemistry as always. So does Lucha Brothers. Um, I thought FTR made the Lucha Brothers made them wrestle a different style of match, more of their style of match, FTR style of match. It was still high flying and stuff, but it wasn't near as high flying as the usual for Lucha Brothers match. I like this one. I love any high flying stuff, part of match, but I actually like this one a lot here just because it was a little bit different, something you don't see a whole lot out of Lucha Brothers. So I liked it. FTR winning, I think, was the right call. I was okay with it. Um, After the match, the Butcher and the Blade are standing by FTR's truck, which they stole a couple weeks ago. The Young Bucks come up from behind and super kick both of them and take the keys and actually get the truck back for FTR. Kenny Omega shows up and he shows up with a cooler. If you remember last week's episode, uh, FTR showed up with some beers and a cooler and offered Adam Page and Kenny Omega beers. Adam Page, of course, drinks. He likes to drink. Kenny Omega is straight edge. He doesn't drink or do drugs or anything. He drinks milk, which people pick on about sometimes. FTR got insulted last week because he threw the beer out. So FTR didn't like that. So Kenny surprised FTR with beers, but it wasn't beers like they was in beer cans, but it was actually cans of milk. And if you notice, they even had the name of the beers. He had them marked out. Thought that was a nice little touch. FTR seems like they're going to drink the milk with them and toast with them. And they actually take the milk and pour it all over Kenny's head. And Kenny looked pissed. I thought it was a good spot. Kenny proceeded to get mad. I don't think Kenny liked it too much. Kenny, it seemed like it made him angry. Uh, Next, we have a commercial break. And Le Champion comes back. And he's in the ring with Inner Circle, Jake Hager, Santana Ortiz. He's carrying a bottle of orange juice, and Jericho starts reminding him about the Omega's match. He says, claims AEW won the ratings war, demographics and all. He talked about Cassidy, how he had a good match, but Cassidy has a chance he'll never have a rematch. He takes a drink and pours the orange juice out. Cassidy's career is dead. Cassidy comes out through the crowd, stares at Jericho. Uh, Jericho cusses at him, tells him to get out, calls him a son of a bitch, piece of shit. Uh, Said he should take his sunglasses off, rip them apart, rip them up, and stick them up Cassidy's ass. Stick it up his ass. Thought that was pretty funny. It made me laugh. Uh, well, Jericho just keeps going on and on. All of a sudden, orange juice falls from the roof, hits all of hits all of the inner circle, hits Jericho. Jericho goes nuts. But the temper tantrum in the ring, starts screaming, yelling, saying his jacket's ruined. It cost $7,000. One of the powerful inner circle, I believe it was, I forget which one it is. I get them confused. One of them was actually overselling it and actually drowning in the orange juice. Pretty funny. He oversold it, but I thought it looked funny, goofy but funny, stupid but funny. I liked it. Uh, Chris Jericho proceeds to find a towel to wipe his face. He doesn't realize until a lot of people did. I started laughing instantly. It was a orange towel, Orange Cassidy towel with Orange Cassidy's face on it, like the t-shirt of Orange Cassidy that I have. It looked hilarious. Once Ortiz and Santana realized, they said, "No, don't wipe your face with that." Jericho turned around and realized when he was wiping his face, he was really mad. So yes, I liked this segment. I thought it was hilarious. Uh, was a good way to keep Jericho and Cassie's feud continuing. I liked it. Uh, Chris Jericho is now on commentary, and he's still furious, and he does a lot of quick little jabs at Excalibur, talks about Orange Cassidy, and I thought it was funny. Um, he even also gives a crack on Excalibur, saying, "I'm about to put my foot in your ass." I thought that was hilarious. Uh, he even also at one point called Excalibur a geek. I thought that was funny. Uh, so the next match we have Jurassic Express versus the Elite. Thought this was a very good match. Thought Marco Stunt wrestled good, had some cool spots. Thought Luchasaurus did a good job as always. He did a couple of kicks to Nick Jackson, I believe it was. You know, I mentioned last week he does his kicks and movements a little bit more slow, but as you can see in this, when he did the slow kick, you can hear it kind of third and up in Nick Jackson's head. Like hear the third when he hit it, his foot hit his head. I thought it looked really cool. Sounded good. I liked it. I thought Nick Jackson and Matt done really good. Had a good job. Thought Kenny was excellent. Kenny Omega was excellent. Kenny Omega had a shirt on at the beginning of the match. The announcers and Jericho made it a point to say when Kenny wrestled with a shirt on, it seemed like he's not really taking it as serious. Uh, Eventually, you could see that to be true. Kenny finally got frustrated and ripped his shirt off. You could tell he was taking it more serious and was really into it. And he got angry as the match went on and on. I thought it was a good match. Um, for the when whoever it was, the Destroyer, looked awesome out of the ring. I thought it was actually looked better than last week's Destroyer. It looked awesome as well. I just really loved the spot. Kenny Omega um, lifted up Marco Stunt and put him in the one wing angel, which I loved. I thought it looked great. It always does. I think it's a devastating finishing move. I think Marco Stunt hit his head. He really sold it. He really hit him hard, and I really liked it. I think it's my favorite wrestling move in all of wrestling. I just love it. The one wing angel has just always been a great move. I love it. Uh, I was glad to see the Elite win, even though I liked Jurassic Express. I think the Elite win was the right call. After the match, Omega seemingly seemed to start showing signs of a heel turn when he attacked Marco Stunt after the bell and just kept punching him in the face. And the Elites had to snap Kenny Omega out of it. Kenny just had a kind of crazed, dazed look in his eye, and he just kind of snapped. And I liked it. During the match or during the altercation or whatever, I can't remember what it was, they showed Omega back in the back drinking whiskey. Um, So that seems to keep hinting at more of a heel turn for Omega now, and still looking at of a split up between Hangman Page and Kenny Omega, which I'm kind of looking forward to. Um, yeah, so I liked all that. Uh, Next, we get a commercial. We get a promo from Moxley. Promo, if you notice, wore a shirt of Danny Havoc, who was one of his friends, who died suddenly a couple of weeks ago. I was very shocked by that. I discovered Danny Havoc recently on the Wrestler TV show where it showed him in his deathmatch style. I liked him as what I saw him as a wrestler. I thought he was interesting and seemed like a nice guy. I was sad to learn that he passed. So may he rest in peace. I was hoping I could always see him in person or get to meet him or get to watch him wrestle in person or even on TV, which I never got the opportunity, but hopefully I get to see at least some of his matches someday. I liked what I've seen of his footage. What I've seen of him in spurts, I've liked. I thought Moxley did a good promo and how he said Brian Cage about he's going to be back in the hospital. I liked that. Thought it was good. Next match, we have the Nightmare Sisters, Brandy Rhodes and Allie, this newly formed team, against Kenzie Page and MJ Jenkins. I had never seen MJ Jenkins before. I looked it up, and she was actually in NXT recently, and they had just released her recently. So She got to get on some TV time. Thought the night messages looked good again. I think they're really building up as a team, looking good. Brandy Rhodes looked good, did a nice spear. Allie got the win. Uh, I liked it. You could still see the showing that Rhodes and Allie don't get along. I think eventually they're going to split up and they're going to have a singles feud. So I think that'll be good. I thought this was a good match. I thought the night matches looked good again. So I was happy for them. Next, Nyla Rose comes out in the interview with. We have Dasha Gonzalez conducting the interview. I love Dasha Fuentes. Dasha Gonzalez is in WWE. She was a backstage interview person. A lot of people ragged on her and said she did a good job, but I liked her. I think she's beautiful. Seeing her in interviews, she's a very nice woman. I thought WWE gave her a raw deal when they fired her pretty much for no reason. I didn't like that. I thought that wasn't right. But I was glad AEW hired her and seen her work on Dark with Shivani, and she was really nice. And uh, she actually wrestled too a few times. Seen a couple of her indie matches, and I thought they were very good. I think she said she's wrestled for AEW just sparingly. I like to see her get more opportunities as a wrestler. I think she could be really good for the women's division. They said she also helps out a lot backstage, and I think she did a good job ring announcing. Also, just a side, not to rant on much about Gonzalez, but she's actually gonna be on the Titan Games, The Rock show, coming up this Monday, competing on it. They advertise. I think it's going to be a really good job. I hope. So I'm excited to see that. Anyways, I want to interview with Nyla Rose. Nyla Rose said she didn't have to give an explanation about who the manager was. Uh, President music hit that says "Cool" comes up on the screen. Next thing you know, you hear "Excuse me." It's Vicky Guerrero, and her screams and nails like a nails on a chalkboard, which I always thought was funny. Uh, I like Vicky Guerrero. I liked her in WWE. I liked her as a on-screen character, kind of a heel character, kind of just whiny and screamy, like annoying. And I thought it was funny. People hated it, drove them nuts. It actually drove my mom nuts a lot of the time, but I liked it. I thought it was funny. I thought she done a good job with it. I think she'll do a good job as Nyla Rose's manager. If anyway, give Nyla Rose more heat just because the fans don't, they just can't stand Vicky's voice. It's irritating. I think it'll be good helping Nyla Rose's character. And it's good to see they give Vicky Guerrero a job after WWE quit, just quit having anything to do with her. I like Vicky as a person. I've liked Eddie Guerrero. I think she seems like a nice lady, and I'm glad she's in AEW. So I was cool about that. I thought that was cool. Uh, Next, we have commercial. In the final match, we have John Moxley versus Brian Cage for the AEW World Championship. I thought this was a good match. I thought it was going to be better than it was, but it was still a good match. I liked it. Moxley actually come out and surprised me and wrestled very technical and actually grounded Cage a lot with submissions and actually took advantage of it. His shoulder and really done some damage. Cage still looked like a beast even in defeat. He still looked strong, still looked beast. He still looked like a beast, still looked tough. Um, I was kind of surprised at the finish, but it does make sense. The finish was transferring the towel for Cage because Moxley caught Cage and had him in just a huge armbar. And he was really reaching in on Cage's shoulder. I thought if he'd have kept it longer than he seemed it had it pulled back farther, had it stretched out, and if he would have kept pulling, he really could have broke something with Cage. So I think Taz throwing in the towel was actually the right move. People criticize AEW for this decision, but WWE has done it a lot and does screwy finishes like this in the past. Finishes I wasn't very fond of, so I think AEW should be able to do it and pull it off, and I think this uh, keeps Cage from looking strong and still makes Moxley look even more like a badass and makes him look a little bit tough and actually looks a little bit more smart and a little bit more different, actually looking more technical than the way he usually looks with his matches and his in-ring work. Uh, then the lights go out. Darby Allin appears back I haven't seen Darby Allin since Brian Cage took him out in the Battle Royal a few months back at one of the Unwrapping shows. So I was glad Darby Allin was back. He proceeded to show up when the lights come back on and hit the upper turnbuckle, hit Cage with a skateboard, and the skateboard had spikes in it and hit him in the throat. I thought it was a nice little touch. Darby likes carrying that skateboard with him to the ring with these spikes on it. He takes out Cage, presumably to set up a feud between Cage and Darby Allin next, which I think will be good. If you realize, originally a few weeks ago, they was doing an angle where Darby Allin was kind of playing heelish like, turning heel like. Taz kept trying to talk to him and kept auditioning and trying to be Darby Allin's manager. Darby Allin pretty much told him to screw off, pretty much told me he didn't want nothing to do with me, he didn't need a manager. Taz didn't seem to like that too much. So I think this is the way of Taz being able to get back at Darby Allin with this feud with Cass and Cage, Cage and Darby Allin to have a good feud. I think this will help put some more fuel to the fire to Taz and Darby Allin's beef or feud, whatever you want to call it. So I'm looking forward to that eventually. I thought this was a good match overall. I liked it. I was really hoping Cage would win the title just because I think Moxley's held the championship long enough, but I had a feeling Moxley would win, and I understand with Moxley winning, that does make sense of Moxley winning. Eventually, I think Hangman Page is going to get a singles run. He's going to get a big singles run, and he's going to challenge and beat Moxley for the championship and be the next champion, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I think that's what's going to happen. If a lot of people didn't realize, when the title was first introduced, a lot of people had thought, and even me, I thought that either Jericho was going to get the belt or Hangman Page. I thought Hangman Page was going to get it. Of course, they ended up giving it to Jericho. So it kind of makes sense that Hangman Page would be the next champion after Moxley. I personally think they should have kept the belt on Jericho longer than switching Moxley, in my opinion. But in my opinion, Moxley's been a good champion. Yes. So that was the end of Fight for the Fallen. I really enjoyed the show. I liked it a lot. Thought it was a very solid show. Wouldn't say it was a 10 out of 10. It wasn't a perfect show. Wasn't like a great wow, like oh my god show, but it was a good show. I'd say it's a solid 7 out of 10. Very good show. Entertaining. Jericho's cracks on people had me laughing a lot. Had some funny spots. Thought the promos and all were good. Excellent. I must say, I was kind of happy not seeing or hearing from MJF all night. Actually, one of the very few who like MJF. I like his ring work, even though I don't think he's that good of a wrestler. I don't think his match is that good. I think he's going to get better. His promos and his character and the interviews and everything he says is just over the top. The way he dresses and walks and his character was over the top, and I like it. I just think he's a great heel, but I just thought it was refreshing not having to see or hear from him on a show. I just felt it was refreshing and something different. Just as a little side note, I know it won't ever happen. I know a lot of people hate on The Miz and don't like him, but I'm a big Miz fan. He's my favorite wrestler in WWE, has been for a long time. As before I like his promos and everything. I think him coming to AEW and doing some promo battles against MJF, where they're both heels, and imagine The Miz not being scripted and with a live mic, them going up against head-to-head in the promo battles and had a feud, I think would be money, would be gold. I think it'd be hilarious. Some of the insults, be interesting to see what kind of insults and stuff they come up with. I think it'd be very entertaining, but that's just my opinion. Yeah, so that's it for this episode, and this has been my wrestling show. Thank you all again for joining me, and I hope you guys liked it, and I hope I get some comments and feedback, get people's opinions. I don't think I'm going to be reviewing SmackDown tomorrow night or Raw. I originally was, but I just don't think I'm going to. We'll also watch that, New Japan, Ring of Honor, and MLW. I feel like I'd have to cover it all, and I watch. It's just so much to review and cover. I really don't think it's worth it. WWE Raw is just SmackDown's and WWE in general just so hit or miss nowadays. I just don't think it's worth my time reviewing and researching and just giving my time and effort, putting my effort into it. I wouldn't want to half-ass it, and I just don't think it's worth it. So I won't be doing reviewing Raw or SmackDown. But yes, that's my review for Fight for the Fallen. Real quick, I just want to say about NXT. I thought it was good. Um, I thought Keith Lee and Dijakovic had a good match for both titles. I was glad Keith Lee won. I liked how Karrion Kross and Dijakovic got into it in the backstage area, and Kross picked him up and slammed him and knocked him out to set up a match for them next week. Yeah. So really quick, I just don't want to talk much about NXT. I just want to go over it quickly and say I liked NXT. I thought it was good. I thought a lot of people in other places I've seen that said it was way better than AEW. I don't know what people was thinking or smoking. I thought AEW was just way better than NXT. I'm a big NXT fan. I like NXT, but I thought AEW was miles ahead better than NXT. I thought NXT was lackluster compared to AEW Fight for Fallen last night, but just my opinion. So for now, for the final time, I'm gonna wrap this episode up. This was episode 2. I'm gonna try to bring you episode 3 next week, and I hope you all keep watching and keep supporting me. And please give me feedback and your honest opinions. I'd really appreciate it. Uh, as always, thank you all so much for watching, and happy wrestling. See you.